What we are looking at here is the Todai-ji Temple located in Nara, Japan. This Buddhist temple was built in 743 and rebuilt in the 1700s due to enemy destruction from the Junpei Civil War. It is now half the size of what it used to be, and even so, it remains the largest wooden building in the world, which is no surprise given that it used 2,200 acres worth of wood from a local forest. Todai-ji is made of cypress wood and contained 11 bays, and only 7 were rebuilt during the reconstruction. They also have raised beam construction in the roofs. Inside, you'll find the Daibutsuren, or Great Hall, a massive Buddha statue, and in the Nine Daimon, or South Gate, 2 statues of guardian kings. Take a look at the Jokan Temple in China, built in 1652. Pay attention to the 2 structures and notice the build, especially in the beams and roofs. Notice how they both have the same curve at the ends of the roofs? This is because the idea of raised beam construction came from the Chinese, who only used this technique for structures of significance, priority, and religion. They also obtained ideas from Korea to switch to using brackets and pillars instead of joint wood to achieve a larger and sturdier architecture. Both China and Korea are significant influences to the Japanese during this era, more importantly in a religious lens, specifically Buddhism. Emperor Shomu, who authorized this temple, enlisted the authority for religion in 743 and wanted this temple built for the purpose of promoting spiritual unity and to have a main location for administrating the system of Kokubinji. This temple was so important that even Buddhist officials came from China and India to witness Todai-ji's opening ceremony. Now let's have a look at the Daibutsuren. As I mentioned before, it's the Great Hall. Within the Daibutsuren, you'll find a 53-foot tall bronze figure of the Buddha Roshana. It is holding up the hand gesture of mudra, a symbol of fearlessness and welcoming, and one of the 32 symbols of the divinity of the Buddha in the snail curl hair. Roshana also has the iconic third eye and long earlobes, complemented by a gold background, and surrounded its smaller figures. The colossal size of the Buddha itself comes to show that it took a lot of effort and money just to produce, as it did take all the accessible copper in Japan, showing the emperor's power. It is said that even Emperor Shomu at one point proposed to serve the 3 treasures of Buddhism while sitting in front of the figure. The Buddha is inspired by the Chinese and looks fairly similar to the Longman Cave's Buddha. Like this Buddha, Longman Cave Buddha supposedly has the same hand gesture, long earlobes, curly hair although less prominent, and is surrounded by other figures. We've talked about so many interesting things about the Todai-ji Temple, but we have not yet talked about one. The south gate is held by a very detailed system of brackets that is supporting the broad 2-tiered roof. You can easily tell that this gate is of Chinese influence if you compare it to the Forbidden City's front gate. When you look at the 2 structures, you can see a likeness in the 2-tiered roof and columns and the way they are put together. On either side of the gate, you will see the 2 neo-guardians, or guardian kings, Onyo and Angno, that I have mentioned before. These amazingly detailed 8-foot-tall figures made by the masters of the Kai school of sculpture were carved out of cypress wood, the same material used to make the temple, and at one point was painted. The guardian kings were made after the Junpei Civil War destroyed the original Todai-ji and shown as intimidating to guard the Buddha, ready to fight and protect the temple. This reminds me greatly of the Greek Hellenistic piece Nike of Samothrace. Though the figures are from 2 completely different eras, you are able to see a similarity in how the sculpted fabric drapes down each of the figures. Usually, sculptures of the Hellenistic era would show great emotion, which can be an influence for the detailed expressions of the Neo-Guardians.